Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Weekly Market Updates. I'm Yongik, one of the head analyst slash trainer at Alpha Investor, and in this week video, which is the 20th August to 24th August, we shall be covering what moved the market and also what is coming up the following week. So without further ado, let's head on to the first chart. So as usual, the first chart will be the Dow Jones Index. Dow Jones Industrial Average. So you can see from here that last week we talked about hitting this all-time high back again, not really all-time high, this resistance mark, and you can see that we actually tried to break past it, come back down again and try to break past it again. So we are still at a level, still at a place where we are still testing out whether we can break past this resistance. So if we do break past this resistance, I would actually feel that the market is going higher and headed all the way to this next resistance here. So if you see that on Monday or Tuesday the market actually hits higher and everything goes well within the rest of the week, the following week you can look to buy up all the stocks and shares, every single thing what you want, when it goes all the way up to here, and then potentially can cut half and then keep the profits, lock in those profits. Alright, so next we look at the S&P 500. We can see that actually a breakout. This mark here is actually technically higher than this mark here. So we're at all-time high for S&P 500, and this is very bullish. Alright, so we're still not too sure whether we will have a false breakout or not. So likewise with Dow Jones Index, perhaps next week you can take a short break first and see how the market reacts. If you feel that the market is really going higher, it's not a false breakup, by all means, you can actually go ahead and buy. And at the same time, when Dow Jones Industrial Average is going to reach its next resistance, then you can lock in your profits. Now next we look at the Nasdaq. We see a Nasdaq actually also hitting the all-time highs again. It's a very strong bullish trend for all three Nasdaq, the S&P 500 and Dow Jones Industrial Average. All of them are actually an upwards trend, so it's actually very bullish. It's also hitting the resistance. So likewise, again, next week it's a watch week, right? Just watch for the market movement. If it rejects the all-time high, look out for the potential support to buy in and potentially lock in those profits whenever possible. Alright, so major news this week. Well, in the major news this week, on the 20th August 2018, PepsiCo acquired SodaStream for $3.2 billion. If you're not too sure what SodaStream, it's actually quite famous in the sense that they actually made this commercial of the Game of Thrones. People using plastic bottles and then they start like shame. That advertisement video. You can search it on YouTube. It's actually quite funny. Alright, so on 22nd August, Michael Cohen, Trump's personal lawyer, was found guilty of 8 financial charges, of which there was also it was actually concerned whether if Trump's presidency was a legitimate one, right? So for more news about this, you can actually go on Google to search about it. But my personal belief is that this will not actually affect the market too much because it does not affect the company's fundamentals. It is Trump. I mean, although that guy's tweet make a lot of difference, but I'm saying we're investing in businesses, we're not investing in the president itself. Alright, so for 22nd and 23rd August 2018, trade talks between US and China start again. Ended off without any formal signs of progress. And on the 23rd August, US kicking a 16 billion tariff on China, prompting China for retaliation. But lastly, on 24th August 2018, market rallied as Fed Chairman Jerome Powell defends gradual rate hikes. So this actually because a few weeks back Trump actually criticized on the Fed Chairman. Actually, they keep raising the rates and then making it hard for business to do more business out there, right? So this is what he criticized the market, and then at the same time, there was a Fed hike meeting, etc. So this is what he said, and the market actually rallied because of what he said. He defended gradual rate hikes. So he said that I think, if not wrong, there's still 2 more rate hikes either this year or till next year, like early next year. So do keep a lookout for it. Alright, so next, earnings and movement. So first and foremost, we have Estée Lauder. It actually beats earning by 5 cents and revenue beat by 50 million. So net sales was up around 16%. Global sales grew 22%. Skincare net sales actually increased double digits. Makeup net sales increased strong double-digit growth. Higher fragrance on net. There's actually higher fragrance net sales reflected across global regions, and the hair care sales increased primarily due to the new launch of their new products, and they actually raised outlook. However, stock went up all the way pre-market and fell all the way down. Now it's actually hitting its all-time this support mark. You can see here this resistance, support, resistance, support. So it actually hit this support mark, and it's actually rather strong, I would say. So you can look to load up some shares to actually rally to here and sell it off again. Alright, so next we're looking at Momo. So Momo is actually an internet service company in China. So it actually is, they actually beat earnings by 5 cents and actually beat revenues by $14.5 million. So they actually announced that actually there's an increase in membership subscription revenues and virtual gift revenues. It actually increased by 124% year over year. Alright, so live video service revenues actually grew 58% year over year. Mobile marketing revenue grew 17% year over year. So everything is very, very good. However, mobile games revenue, same as Tencent, the games decreased by 40% year over year. However, then again, they actually raised their year-over-year guidance of 51 to 55% per quarter, and increasing 13 to 17% on a consistent currency basis. So they actually raised their outlook for the year ahead, and hence, that's why the the share price actually rallied higher, actually break past its resistance, because this is support, resistance. So actually break past this resistance over here. So now next we're looking at Target. Target actually beat earnings, and there was rather strong same-store sales grew by around 4.9%, and digital sales grew by 41%. On top of it, it was top of the 32% that was growth last year. So that's actually a very, very huge growth by Target, and actually their future guidance was actually in line with the analyst, and that's why actually shot up high and came back down again. But it's actually quite stable range around here right now. So next we look at L Brand. L Brand actually beat earnings, beat revenue, but they actually lowered their forecast by a lot. You compare this with Estée Lauder, this is totally way different, because L Brand's Victoria's Secret and their merchandise all are losing money. They're losing money in Victoria's Secret, losing so much that it's costing the business so much money. Hence, stock price keep going down. You can see that their dividend is actually very, very attractive, but I would not suggest you to go for dividend, because it might be a dividend trap. So now next we look at Alibaba Holdings. Alibaba Holdings actually have a super insanely strong beat. They actually have a revenue growth of 61% year over year, cloud computing growth of 93% year over year, and new unique users at 634 million users for their mobile devices. So it's actually quite insanely powerful, but then stock actually came down. So is it a buying opportunity? Well, I would say you can buy some now and buy some again at $167. However, it's all up to your risk tolerance. If you feel that Alibaba is a good strong term hold, well, you can by all means follow. But if you feel that Alibaba, you're quite shaky about it, you're not too sure, please do not follow this, because after all, I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot advise or recommend you any stock. I'm just highlighting any opportunities that I see in the market. Alright, next we look at Splunk. Splunk actually beat EPS and beat revenue. They actually have a 39% year-over-year revenue growth in this quarter. Upside guidance, and they actually raised upside guidance for the quarter and for the full whole year. Alright, so their revenue breakdown license was 207 million against the analyst expectation of 172 million. Service was they actually beat service revenue by around 2% plus minus, right? So their billings also grew 32% year over year to $401.5 million. So it's an insanely beat, and that is why stock rallied so hard above its previous all-time high, which is their resistance, and rallied even further. However, I will think that maybe the stock might come down a bit because it rallied too high too fast, so it might come down for a little correction and then before it bounce back higher. Alright, so next we'll be looking at Autodesk. Same thing, Autodesk has also have an insanely good beat. They beat EPS by 0.03, beat revenue by 11.66 million, and with a 22% year-over-year revenue growth, they raised their Q3 guidance, they raised their full-year guidance. Everything was really well. All the revenue, all their subscription, all was doing really, really well, better than what the analysts expected. So, hence, stock price rallied so high so far. So likewise, I would suggest that maybe I feel that Autodesk might trade down a little bit because it rallied too fast. It might come down a bit, because mini correction before it hit even higher. So now next we'll be looking at VMware. VMware is actually one of a semiconductor company. They actually beat earnings by a very good margin. Alright, but stock went down. So as it went down, it's actually it's hitting the support line, uptrend support line. So I do advise, if you feel that it's actually a good uptrend support, you can take a big look at the bigger picture. If you look at it's a good uptrend support, you can hold some shares here, and if not, if it goes down even further, you can buy a bit more shares here. Alright, so now next we'll be looking at Foot Locker. Foot Locker have an insanely nice beat considering that it was actually a retail company. However, a few things to highlight is that comparable store growth there's actually increased. However, the thing is that the store count year over year decreased 43. So there's actually lesser stores by 83. There's 83 lesser stores year over year. So that's actually one thing to think of as why the stock is actually supposed to go up, but actually came all the way down because of this news. But then it's a support point. So it may look like a good buying opportunity. You can buy some here and buy some again here. If not, you can just wait for it to come down here before you buy some. Alright, so now we're looking at earnings next week. In earnings next week, a few companies we're looking at is Bilibili, which is a China company. It actually opened up high and then it dropped all the way down low. We're also looking at Best Buy, we're looking at Box, we're looking at Express, we're looking at Salesforce, we're looking at Dollar Tree, we're looking at Dollar General, TD Ameritrade, and Ulta Beauty. Alright, so these are just some companies we are looking at. We're potentially making some options trade inside there. So do look out for it. If you are part of our premium membership, then you'll get live access to all these alerts, all these that we are going in. We actually have a model that we can actually successfully predict up to 70%. Alright, 70% on where the price is going to be at after earnings. Alright, so do stay tuned, and if you're not a member yet, do sign up with us. You can actually follow us at our Instagram page at alphainvestors.edu. You can actually sign up for a free beginner investor course, totally free. There's no payment necessary, no payment needed. There's even no donations for you. Alright, it's just at alphainvestor.edu.teachable.com/courses. Alright, so I've come to the end of this weekly market update. I try to keep all these videos in less than 15 minutes as much as possible. Today we are on one of the high side of this video. Usually we try to finish at 11 minutes plus. So that's all for this week video. If you have any questions or any comments, please actually let us know. Email us at our email address. You can actually find it all around all these websites, etc. So till next week, I wish you guys happy trading and happy investing.